Corruption is so bad in Nigeria that you cannot defend anybody and you cannot trust anybody.
Corruption is not about embezzling money. Selfish interest is also corruption. When you have a selfish interest against your nation, it's corruption.
That doesn't change the Nigerian in us. Are you hearing me?
They gave us cars. And when they gave us cars, I refused it. Otherwise, I won't get a house in Bodija Estate.
What's the problem with the Southerner becoming the chairman of Nigeria?
I don't know. We have problems.
My brother, your guess is as good as mine. I've always been asking this question.
Are you saying that government is not doing well in regards to the policy?
No, they are doing very well.
There's no way we can look at women and children issues without even looking at discussing with the men.
Tackles only on OSBC.
Hello viewers, you're welcome today to Tackles on OSBC TV. My name is Deji Adefila. On the program today, my guest is a consultant gynecologist, and he is also into pain and palliative care unit at Lautech Teaching Hospital in Oshobo. His name is Dr. Oyeniran Olaolu. How are you doing?
Good afternoon. How are you doing too?
It's nice to have you on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, Doctor, I wanted to just look at some things that has to do with your field, being a gynecologist, right, a consultant at that level. As part of the MDG goals, the prevention of maternal death and reduction of child morbidity, is part of the things that we hope to achieve as part of the MDG. And I just want to find out, because I hear a lot of cases as regards that, what are we doing to ensure we achieve that particular goal?
Well, like you rightly said, I think we have about 8 goals
Yes.
in the Millennium Development Goal,
Yeah.
and with we have the maternal mortality, reduction of maternal mortality, and the reduction of child mortality, which is part of mother and child care.
Yeah.
Precisely, where the government have been doing fine, is only we still need to intensify our efforts, because we still have a lot of cases of, avoidable death, the death that doesn't supposed to have occurred, especially in the rural sector. People that are in the town or urban area, they have access to all these facilities, so to say, maybe emergency obstetric care, because the most important thing, even when you are under training, they usually tell us that they are not training you for cold cases. You are under training for emergency care, because it is this little emergency that usually lead to maternal mortality. So precisely in the urban area, like Olaolu Hospital have been doing fine because of the referral cases that have been referred from one unit or another. We have this another specialist hospital at Oyeniran. But the problem is that majority of the cases are from rural area where they don't have access to this emergency or sophisticated care, so to say. Because in some primary health care, you cannot, by the time they refer a patient, it may be difficult for you to have access to doctor immediately. And some of these things need, quick intervention. The difference between life and death is very short. So these are being the program. So government have been doing fine, like I've already said. But the thing is that we still have a lot of things to cover, because that means we still need to extend that what is in existence in urban sector to rural area. Because majority of the population are in rural area. It's only a few percentage of people are staying in urban area. And that's why everybody prefer moving to urban center, and the urban center is now congested, and the infrastructure too, cannot, taking care of people in that area, and that one is also one of the things that's leading to maternal mortality, because by the time the urban area is congested, there will be what we call secondary delay. Secondary delay is movement from one place to another. Delay in moving a patient from a house to the hospital. If I want to go to Lautech, if there's no traffic congestion from this place now, I'm not supposed to take more than 5 minutes. But because there's a congestion and over there everywhere, you cannot take me about 30 minutes. And that's why government has been taking care of some of this by providing some routes,
accessible
roads, so that we can have access to this care. So precisely, government needs to still do some work, especially by providing infrastructures, like this emergency ambulance now is doing a lot. But usually they can take people from the rural area to the urban center, and that's one has some impact.
Do you actually think we can achieve the goal by 2020?
Sincerely,
what percentage would you say?
It depends on the government commitment. Like in Osun State now, you can see that the government is committed. You know, all this emergency. Usually, it is emergency that usually resort to death.
Yeah.
You know, if someone has malaria, cold cases, you take drugs, you can come to the hospital tomorrow. But a woman that just delivered and because of one thing or the other, maybe because of genital tract tear, or because of problem of postpartum hemorrhage, bleeding because the uterus has not contracted. If there is no immediate intervention, you will lose the woman. So, but because government is provided a kind of emergency transfer now, that has a lot of positive impact. Yeah.
So with that probably spread around the whole country.
If they can do that, fine.
We are going to be
a kind of mobile clinic. If there is a kind of mobile clinic where from my rural environment, I can actually by the time the malaria is getting out of hand, someone can quickly take me. Then we need to have training for people because we need a lot of training. Like there should be a limit for each and every one of us. Taking care of people, you should have your limits. Yeah. But people don't know their limits, and that's one of the things that proper training of people that have in the rural area, maybe in the primary health care, to update them about new developments, about new. Some people are still using old regimens for malaria now. Some people are still using some drugs. Of course, those drugs is not that they are not working, but there are better drugs that are available. So people need training, people need overhauling, kind of, so to say, overhauling. Enlightenment to make them...
okay, Dr. Oyeniran, I want us to look at the issue of infertility. Is a major problem, especially with women, in the society. Whether you are in the urban or the rural, it's everywhere. What can we do? How are we working, to making sure that probably this reduces?
Well, in fact, the more we are sophisticated, the more we are getting, the more there is this. Because in the olden day, our belief is that infertility is not common. It's because people are not been, investigated properly. People usually put into maybe it's the problem of spiritual. Yeah. But now there is a lot of investigation to be done. In fact, before the belief is that it is women that has infertility problem, but recently, it has been found out out of 10 infertile couples, the problem will be 4 out of them will be with the man, 4 out of them the problem will be with the woman, and 2 out of them will be the problem of the couple. So infertility per se is not a problem of a woman alone. There are a lot of men that, of course, they can have intercourse, but for one reason or the other, the sperm cannot fertilize the woman. So it's not really, you don't just hone it to a woman alone. Nowadays, before you can say categorically that, this couple has problems, you need to investigate them. So because there are a lot of investigation now, fine, people are getting better. But the only way, the commonest thing in our environment, because there are peculiarities to each and every environment, the commonest in our environment is genital tract infection. From the pelvic inflammatory disease, and women has, because they've had, some people have terminated pregnancy before, unwanted pregnancy done by a quack, or maybe some people they have vaginal problem or genital tract problem. Instead of them go for normal treatment, I say medical treatment, some of them take local concussion, whatever, to treat all those things. And by the time the body is able to go through a kind of chronic inflammatory process to resolve the whole thing, there could have been some little damage to the genital tract, maybe adhesions, the tube can block, the endometrium, the inside of the endometrium, inside of the uterus can have problem. And all these are the problems that are resulting to infertility. In men, fine, there are things that is associated with that. And there can be inherent. Infertility can be inherent. Maybe inherent means maybe during the formation of that person, when the person was inside, there could have been some problem with, his own reproductive tract. By then he's now, he or she is now growing up. Then the problem will now be coming out.
Surface, yeah.
So those are the way that you can really, but the way to reduce infertility is to tell our men and our women precisely to try and avoid as much as possible unprotected sex. And even if there's any genital tract problem, maybe vaginal discharge, abnormal vaginal discharge, they should go for medical care rather than use traditional way of approaching things. We are not saying the traditional drug is not working, but what we are saying is that they should be investigated because,
proper investigation
and treatment.
Yeah.
Because within 1 or 2 weeks, if you have gone for, the normal therapeutic procedure, the patient will be fine. But by the time, you allow the body to take care of itself, then there's a high probability that there could have been some, genital tract problem, which can result in infertility.
Look, the in vitro fertilization called IVF, it's actually a source at which people, get their desired result as regards, giving birth to children these days.
Yeah.
But this thing, IVF, how accessible is it? People say it's very, very expensive.
No, fine. We thank God nowadays. In about 3 or 4 years ago, IVF is a kind of something distant to us. But I mean, there's a center in Oshogo already doing IVF, and I think they are doing fine. I think there's a center. So it's already before millions. It's only in Lagos, IVF only in Lagos. But now, people have gone for that training, and they are already in some areas. The belief now is that as a woman, you can give birth to a baby. It's the only thing that you need to spend. Even if the tube is blocked everywhere. So far you have the uterus.
Yeah.
Your baby, you can easily get baby. It may involve some a kind of trial, maybe 2, 3, or 4 times. But at least, I think I learned of a woman recently, one of the wives of a minister, at the age of 60, that gave birth to a baby after the 5th trial
of IVF.
Of 5, yes, IVF. So
it's no longer in millions.
Yeah, the price is getting. It depends on what the patient presents with. The way they will manage a woman that is still 32 that cannot give birth will be different than requires IVF.
50,
will be different from a woman that is already in menopause.
Yeah.
So it depends on what is you individualize your patient. Okay, this is a problem with my patient. This is what I will use for my patient. This is a problem with my patient. This is what I will use for my patient.
Okay, Dr. Oyeniran, I also want you to look at this. Some people have been clamoring for legalizing of abortion in Nigeria. It's done in some countries. What's your view?
Oh, fine. Legalizing abortion, someone needs to be careful because of our society. That's the problem. If you legalize abortion, when you want to legalize abortion, abortion is supposed to be done by a qualified personnel. I mean a qualified doctor. And like I said the other time, majority of our people are staying in a rural area where doctor is not available. So when you say you want to legalize abortion, that means the rural area too, it becomes a law. So now for the people to now go for this, because if you don't, there's what we call unsafe abortion. It is an abortion, in a layman language, abortion being done by someone that doesn't have experience, or abortion being done in an environment that is not proper. That is the simplest way of defining it. So you can imagine in our rural area, a woman will just abortion, it doesn't legalize, I will go there. So we still need to be cautious because of the level of understanding of things and the religion aspect. By the time you say okay, legalize abortion now, the religion aspects will come in, and people will now be saying, legalizing abortion,
some people will definitely kick against
it. No, that's evil spirit, whatever. So there are a lot of things, and we are in a secular society where there's Muslim, there's Christian, there's this, there's that.
But so in your own opinion, you don't think it should be legalized?
Because people are still, even if you don't legalize, people are doing it, and they are doing it in an haphazard way. It's only I believe we can legalize abortion, but in quotes, you know, there should be a kind of tag. If you want to do abortion, this abortion must be done by a qualified personnel in an environment that is conducive. Otherwise, if you do it, you know, this law will take care of this. Fine. I appreciate legalizing abortion because people are doing it every day. Whether you legalize or you don't legalize, they are doing it. So it's just like when you say block the border. Well, if you block the border, people are still smuggling. You know, so it's just like that. So people are still doing it. So if you legalize it, we know that this, but there should be some clause. Because the only clause is that if you just legalize it as a blanket legalization of abortion, people will abuse it. But if you try to put some time, if you do it with a qualified doctor, signed, you sign, the doctor sign, and you do that, fine. That means if there is a complication, the doctor knows how to handle it. But if you do it in social place and you do abortion, it is illegal. Oh, fine. I agree with that one. That's my own submission. It's a personal.
Okay, well, presently, your name is Dr. Oyeniran Olaolu, and if maybe in a matter of weeks, if you achieve your aim, you know, something might be hacked to that tag, honorable.
Yeah.
Why are you going into politics?
Well, like that's a good question because I'm the candidate for the APC for my constituency, state constituency. And I just believe, you know, the only way that you can have impact on your people or you can contribute positively is to be one of the people that make policy.
Are you not one of them right now because you're not making policy?
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that when you have something positive that you want to incorporate into the system, you can have ideas, you can have a lot of ideas, but it's only when you have, I want to contribute to the development of my people. I have that in my mind, but I cannot just, I've been going to my community. I have an NGO that is taking care of cancer, you know that.
Yeah.
If you have a very laudable thing in your brain or laudable ideas, you can only, you know, throw it open. You can contribute to the development of your people.
By going into politics.
By going to politics.
You're not the only person that have ideas.
Yeah,
and the house cannot contain more than the number that is there, right?
Fantastic. That's what I'm saying. All of us were good.
Yeah.
But, you know, it depends on, you know, the kind of person you have. Oh, fine. Some people are good, they are good, but they are less bothered. Like people say about something about politics, that politics is a dirty game. And all of us have good ideas. Yeah. But all of us cannot go into that house at the same time. We were discussing an issue the other time that, about this, how can we reduce maternal death or maternal mortality, so to say. And we have something positive. Yeah. I will be saying it, you know, sending it to government, do this, do that. But, you know, people that, you know, they are not medically inclined may not be that concerned about this thing. Well, we do this. But if I'm in the house, fine. I will throw it open, let's discuss it. And along the line, we may be able to make a law that will reduce this maternal mortality, you know, from state to the federal. Yeah. Federal can copy our own idea. The issue of this, you know, abortion that we discussed the other time, we can, you know, make a law where it will not just be a blanket or open law. There could have been a kind of clauses. If you do this, you do this. If you want to do abortion, you should go through this process. Yeah. That's why we reduce this unsafe abortion and complication of abortion. Because one of the complications of abortion is infertility.
Well, don't you think somebody watching you right now will say, okay, this guy is a consultant, you know, what else does he want? You know, he wants to have more money. That's why he's going to politics.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because there's money in politics.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't agree with you. Yeah, there is money.
Yeah.
But the issue of politics is not only money. You know, you are comfortable, I'm comfortable. You said I'm a consultant. You know, I'm having, you know, comfortable, you know, salary.
Yeah.
You know, that I can maintain my family, whatever. But some people go into politics because of money. I know that about that. I'm not arguing that. For me, I'm going into politics because I believe there are some things I can have that can result to positive change. And that's why I'm into APC, you know, to change the whole things. You see what is on ground now, Earthwise, our Earth program, we have been striking over and over. Between now and last year, we strike more than 5 or 6 times. Because of what? trivial issues. The same thing applicable, economy, downtrodden. So the thing is, the only way that you believe you can incorporate yourself, of course, all of us we are political animals. We are light and light, we are political animals. But the only thing that at your house now, you are doing some politics, some manipulations. But what we are saying is that, you know, there are some people, I have been, to tell you from history, I was a president of National Association of Okuku Students, you know, sometimes around 1997. I was the chairman of Association of, the president of Association of Resident Dr. Olaolu Hospital Chumbu. You know, it's just to tell you I've been in this kind of, you know, setup. So now I'm going to politics, full-fledged politics, you know, as a house member under the APC. So I don't believe there is, if you don't, it's because of, and that's one of the integral program of the APC, fight against corruption. If you are not a corrupt officer, of course you are handing your salary and some
the making money I talk about is not really corruption.
But what
when
about,
you are there, you know politics in Nigeria is very, very lucrative.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of money with it.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't have to be corrupt to be rich in Nigerian politics.
No, I agree with you that there's money, a lot of money is attached to that. But there are a lot of responsibilities. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you work, you make your money.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I'm into it now. With this active politics, I was in the passive politics before, but in this active politics now, I now know what politics is all about. People expect more from you, responsibilities, you know, to talk to them, to see them, to have dialogue with them.
Selfless.
That's the problem. You don't have to see them, they will come with you. Not that they are requesting for money. But, you know, you need to see your constituency, they discuss with you, this is our problem, you know, you need to travel, you need to do all those things. You know, this thing requires money. Sincerely yours.
Is it more rigorous than the medical job?
Sincerely, if I want to wait, politics, you cannot, politics is more time consuming.
Like sometimes you spend 12 hours in the theater.
But it's not every day.
I know.
Yeah, but politics is almost every day.
You don't sit in the house every day. House of Assembly every day.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. That is for the government. But what about for your constituency? My initial practice before is that if I wake up in the morning, you know, I wake up in the morning, I need to resume 8 and I will go back home as a consultant. If I don't have anything, they expect me to go back home 4.
Yeah.
And from that 4, if there is no serious emergency, I have that time for myself.
Yeah.
But in politics, my brother, you can be in the morning, 6 a.m., wake up that you need to do this, and you can be on transit for the 24 hours. You will be sleeping inside your car, wake up, or whatever, and tomorrow you say, you know, there are a lot of things in politics. There's no doubt about that.
So why are you living a seemingly, you know, comfortable environment?
That's what I'm saying. That, you know, human being, you are what we have. When you really have interest in making things to happen, contributing your own positive. Oh, I have this idea. You know, there should be people that lead.
Yeah. All
of us we are leader, but all of us cannot be, you know.
Yeah, the arrowhead.
The arrowhead.
Yeah.
Some people will be the arrowhead. And if this arrowhead that you are talking about, it is the tail of the arrow that will still give them support.
Yeah.
You agree with me? So I agree, all of us we are leaders, but there will still be some people that, okay, we put you there. That's why we have the king, and that's why we have the president, and that's why we have the governor. So people will still be there. So when you are that kind of a person that, you know, I have to be in this place, and for if God has done that for you, you know, helping you, and you have people, you know, that give you support. Because you cannot just come into politics any day. Like me now, you know, I have it is someone that give me that support, you know. My able father, you know, ex-governor Olaolu.
Yeah.
He give me that support.
Is he your godfather?
Godfatherism, yes.
I didn't say godfatherism. I only asked if he's your godfather.
When you know, the way people talk about godfatherism is funny.
Yeah.
But someone can be There is someone that will give back to you, and there is someone that will give you training.
I'm not sure.
So the way people talk about godfatherism in Nigeria is godfatherism is because you are a dummy to that person.
Because we have seen terrible godfathers.
But these people are not. They are not just godfather that want to manipulate you. They are godfather that they want to take something out of you. They want to build you. They want you to be an achiever. So if I'm into that level, he is my godfather. Because they see quality in you, and they believe, okay, this boy, you can do this thing, go ahead, and they are stimulating you. They are giving you the necessary support. Not the people that will say, okay, if they give you your salary, you are coming back, you come. Oh, that kind of a godfather is not that kind of a person.
Yeah, well, viewers at home, I've been speaking now for some minutes right now with Dr. Oyeniran Olaolu. He's a medical doctor, he's a consultant, gynecologist as for that matter, and also he's presently going into politics to represent Oduoti State Constituency here in the state of Osun. And he has been able to give us his views on some things that we are asking on Tackles today. I want to say thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you very much, God bless you.
Well, and until next time, when I shall be coming your way again on Tackles, my name is Deji Adefila. Have a good evening. God bless you.